Hey you guys, it's me Adam Deshawn. I'm here with another video. So this topic today is going to be something that I am pretty sure that I've covered in the past, but I don't think I've ever just completely designated one video to this topic, and it's something that I am asked about very, very often. So I'm going to dedicate a whole video to this, and this is going to be discussing the if you should do LPN or RN first. So that question has come to me several times throughout the years, and I'm pretty sure I've answered the question, but I don't want people to have to dig through videos to find me discussing the concept. So I'm going to discuss it in one video so you can go to it and you can really hear what I think about whether or not you should choose LPN or RN first. So I'm in my kitchen. So I like the lighting. There's a beautiful big window in front of behind the kitchen, so I like the lighting. So I feel like, this is a little bit different environment for you all, and me too, because I like the lighting. So LPN or RN first. The first thing you should consider when choosing whether you should do this or not, do LPN or do RN first, is money. How much do you want to pay for a nursing program? LPN programs are substantially cheaper than RN programs because, they're shorter, they require less clinicals, they require less supplies, less time. So, of course, they will cost a little bit less than an RN program. So, if you are kind of low on funds or really want to go forth with your education a little bit more economically, LPN would absolutely be the way to go first. And that just relates to how much you're willing to pay for a program. That does not speak to how much money you'll make after, middle, or beginning. That's just how much do you want to spend on a nursing program. LPN is going to be a little bit cheaper. RNs are a little bit more expensive. The next thing you want to ask yourself on whether or not you should do RN or LPN first is how much time do you feel like you could commit to a program in the long run? Like, how much time can you sustain, or can someone sustain yourself? I'm sorry, there's a squirrel hopping on the things outside. Okay. How much time are you willing to put up? So for me, the reason why I chose to do my education in increments is because I was my only support system. I could not devote a full 2 years, which is how much a traditional RN program is. I didn't feel like I could completely put my life on hold for 2 years to complete an RN program, which is why I did LPN first, because it was only a year. It doesn't take, some of them are 1 year to like roughly 18 months, I've heard here lately. I could not commit a whole year of my life, 2 years of my life to do RN. So what I did was I chose to do LPN first, shorter program. I'm sorry, that's my coffee maker turning off. See, this is the problems I have in the kitchen. I'm just gonna go back upstairs to the office next time I do a video. But yeah, so I feel like I could only sustain myself for a year during the LPN program, because RN programs are taking 2 years, and if you do a bachelor's degree program, it's 4 years. So how much time can you devote to a program? This is different. Do you have children? Are you married? Do you have other obligations? Do you have a support system? I didn't have a support system. Now, if you have a support system, who's somebody who can hold you down or, sustain you for a full 2 years or a full 4 years, absolutely do that. But if you're like me, if you were your only support system, it's better for me to do LPN first, because I became an LPN, got out of school, was making good money, able to kind of get myself back together again, then to tackle RN. So, that's how I did it. So that depends. The next question, where do you want to work? This is a big deal. Like, if you want to work in a ICU or in a hospital setting, RN is probably going to be something that you need to do first. They are not utilizing LPNs in hospitals as much as they did prior. So this question will absolutely come into play on whether you should do RN or LPN first. If you want to work in like maybe a nursing home, or if you're okay with doing home health, or maybe a clinic, or something like that, LPN would absolutely be sufficient enough for you to do those things. Or if you want to, do stuff like that. But if you want to, if you want to get into management or hospital nursing, or specialties like pediatrics, or infant nursing and stuff like that, you absolutely probably need to consider doing RN first, if that's what you want to do initially. As you know, that the LPNs aren't being utilized in hospitals as much as they used to. So if that's the goal, then you maybe need to consider some different things when choosing which route you need to take first. And what are your goals in nursing? If ultimately you want to be a nurse practitioner or something, there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting at the LPN level. It is something to be really said about nurses who have worked their way up through the ranks of nursing, from CNA to LPN to RN to BSN to MSN to doctor. There is really something to be said about a nurse that has worked in every level of nursing, and that is rare, because nowadays you got the people coming out of school, they coming straight out of school, RN, BSN, usually younger people, younger people are coming out of school straight into that, and they don't have any prior experience, so there is something to be really said about a nurse that works his or her way up through the ranks of nursing. You gain so much experience, and you can really speak to every level of nursing, CNA, LPN, RN, BSN, so it's amazing that you can do that. So, and then the other thing, how much money are you wanting to make? LPNs make pretty good money, and depending on where you work, you're going to make a lot of money as LPN or an RN. It just depends on where you work. If you want to make all this money and blah, 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 and you make $100,000 a year, then you probably need to go back to school a little bit longer, because that's usually not what LPNs and RNs start out making. So also, how much money do you want to make? What kind of lifestyle do you want to do? And the last but not least, choosing to do LPN and RN is gonna be completely specific to your situation. There is no right or wrong answer to this question. How much time can you devote to a nursing program? How much money do you have? Where do you want to work? So this is completely up to you. The reason why I did everything in increments from LPN to RN to BSN is because I had no support system. I was the only one supporting myself. So I did things that I could sustain myself enough to also go to school, but then to also get myself together enough to go back to school, and then back to school, and then back to school again. So that's the reason why I did LPN first. I only had a little bit of money. I could only devote so much time to school, and I needed to be done pretty fast. After you get LPN done, everything else is smooth sailing. I'm just going to be honest with you. The RN program was okay because I was still working, and was able to make a substantial amount of money to continue to support myself when I was in my RN program. That's it, you guys. I don't want to drag this video out. I know my videos are very rarely less than 10 minutes. And I also want to tell you guys one more thing. So there's this new endeavor that I'm doing. This video is going to end up being 10 minutes. I'm sorry. There's a new endeavor that I'm doing on the side of nursing. So I'm starting a little small business on the side that's called Priceless Design, because my last name is Price. So what I have become so passionate about is like wreaths and wreath making. So I'm going to specialize in making wreaths. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you see that I've already kind of started to launch this, but I'm going to start making wreaths for your door at home. The reason what started me with this idea was when I first bought, when I moved to Nashville, I was like, I really want a really big, pretty wreath for my front door. I wanted it to be big. I wanted it to be fancy. Went to the store. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? These wreaths were so expensive that I was like, this is ridiculous. Like literally, the wreath size that I wanted was like literally $130. And it wasn't even that cute. It was like this big wreath and it was for nothing. So what I did was, I was like, you know what, I'm pretty sure I can make my own wreath. So that's what I did, and I got so many compliments on my wreaths. I made a wreath for myself for spring, fall, and summer. I made a wreath I made a Christmas wreath for myself, and I got so many like, where did you get this wreath? Where did you get this wreath? So I was like, you know what, I can make these wreaths and sell them at a fraction of the cost and still make a profit. So follow me on my Priceless Design page on Instagram is _priceless_design. That's me on Instagram. _priceless_design. A Priceless Design. On Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, you all. If you really like a wreath, you know, you can always direct message me, and I can. I haven't shipped one yet, but I'm pretty sure I can ship wreaths. That's it, you guys. Love you guys.